Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover.
That sure is true. Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre. Bestsellers, new releases, celebrity memoirs like the Britney Spears book that just came out, mysteries and thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and so much more.
I personally just listened to Heather Gay's Bad Mormon, kind of for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City research, but also just for fun to listen to it because it was a good book. And it's great. I mean, it's her actually reading it. And it is so nice to run around and do my errands and be able to listen to a book. Because let's face it, I will crash my car if I try to read it physically.
It's a great use of Audible. So try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
For whatever you're into, Amazon Prime offers a range of services like Prime Video, Amazon Prime Music, and Prime Fast Free Shipping. I've been using Prime Video to watch some of my favorite rock and roll documentaries. And of course, I use Prime for shopping for all kinds of things. I've got a pretty gnarly sneaker habit, so Prime comes in handy there. This is just one example of many ways that Prime can make life a little richer, from shopping to streaming to saving. It's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you are into.
This episode is brought to you in part by Purina. The holidays are here. It's such a fun and festive time, and also a great opportunity to reflect on all the things we're thankful for. And if you're like most people, your pet is somewhere at the top of your list. Purina is dedicated to creating richer lives for pets and the people who love them. From helping older pets think like their younger selves, to making cat ownership a possibility for more people than ever. Purina is helping pets live longer, healthier, happier lives. Your pet gives you so much the whole year round. So this holiday season, treat your pet with Purina Treats. Best-in-class nutrition, unsurpassed taste. From dogs to cats, Purina has you covered for all your treat needs. Your pet is Purina's passion. Head to Amazon.com/Purina to learn more.
Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Hello and welcome back to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me is the one and only and lovely Ronnie Karam. We are in part 2 of our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. If you're wondering what happened to part 1, well, it's on the feed, so chances are you may have missed it, so go back and check it if you haven't listened to it. Otherwise, if you're just jumping in now or you're picking up from where you left off, here we go, back to the episode. So now we go to Dorit's house. Now they're all getting ready for taco night. So Dorit is in glam, and she has a stain on her white shirt, and she goes, "You know what I worry about? I have tanner on." And they're like, "Oh, Dorit, you are so brave for wearing a white sweatshirt." You know what? She really is kind of an American hero. Look at her wearing a white sweatshirt with tanner on. Good for her.
She really is. And they're tide sticking. I thought they were making a comment of like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're having us tide stick your boob while you've got tanner on." I didn't know if it was like some crazy combination. It's like Dorit's just going to start, spontaneously combust. I didn't know what it was, but I was oddly fascinated by this 5-second scene.
Yeah. And then Kyle's doing glam in whatever little hobby hole she does her glam in, and she FaceTimes Anne Marie, who's in Hawaii, and Kyle's like, "Oh my God, I'm like so jealous. I'm getting ready for Taco Tuesday, and like Denise and Erica are both going to be there tonight, and like I don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, bye, whatever your name is." And then she just hangs up.
So let's see. So then Sutton is with her glam team, and the girl, I don't know. There's a guy and a
Girl and
girl,
boy.
and the girl's like, so what are you doing? Why are you on OnlyFans? She's like, because Erica's on there. Supposedly, or Erica said that Denise is on there, so I'm gonna tip her $12, I guess. Wait, is it $7? It's $7 for uncensored. So I don't know what I'm gonna find here. Hopefully nothing bad. Oh no, oh no. And we see the blurred out picture, and it's Denise facing away from the camera, right? It's her backside, but she's in a thong. I mean, Sutton's acting like it's a donkey show. Who cares?
And Sutton's like, I'm not going to pay that. And the girl goes, but for the price of a cup of coffee, we can see it. Which was so shady. That lady, wow, that was great.
Yeah, she was pretty funny. So then Garcelle picks up Denise, and Denise is like, hey, girl, hey. Oh, I had to run out. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to run out for my in-laws. And she goes, oh, are they staying with you? Yeah, for a year and a half. Oh, my God. How are we not shooting Denise's life?
I don't know.
Aaron's parents are staying with Denise. Oh, my God. The 5G of it all.
I know,
Get the
right?
cameras. Get Andy in a camera.
So Garcelle's like, well, you're going to see Erica tonight. I am? Well, crap. I wish I'd dress up more. Jeez. Garcelle's like, well, I just want you to hear it here first. She goes like, okay, well, okay. I guess I'll get my laundry list ready. Okay. He's like, yeah, start washing those clothes, honey.
So then Dorit and Kyle are driving in the car, and Dorit's guilting Kyle. Like, why aren't you telling me what television shows you're doing? Listen, there's only going to be about 3 episodes before it's canceled. I need to make sure to do them. Now, listen, I guess I have to put your initial on my body for you to actually care.
Which was pretty good. She goes, literally. I generally feel hurt by this distance between Kyle and I. Kyle and I used to go away once or twice a year, and now I'm not invited to any of Kyle's trips. And, I don't believe she said yes, she would come to opening night of me getting a cream pie in my face at a Pantone with Boy George in London doing Peter Pan as the mermaid, which is an inessential character in the story.
So then Kyle, of course, is like, the reason I haven't reached out to Dorit yet is because I was hurt by Dorit. I was hurt. And then we show the reunion. Because, on this show, if you are not constantly carrying water for Kyle Richards and have your head up her ass, she's done with you. She used, I wouldn't say used. I think her and Dorit were friends to take down Vanderpump. They stayed in that little alliance of Fox Force 5. Now it's broken up. And the second somebody disagrees with Kyle literally for 2 seconds, Kyle's like, I was hurt. And so now I'm never going to hang out with her again or go on trips with her.
This is literally so shitty as a friend. When the fact that Dorit says one line, she says like, Kyle, Kathy just wants you to accept a little bit of responsibility in this. And then Kyle tells us, you know what, in private, Dorit's been saying to me, I feel so bad what you're going through with your sister. She was really supportive and on my side. And then when we're all together, it's a different tune. And that doesn't feel like a friend to me. I'm like, well, actually, what doesn't feel like a friend is that she upset you, and the queen of open and honest never said anything back to Dorit, instead just stopped inviting her on trips and everything and grew apart from her and left her in the dark about all sorts of important things, like whatever movie you've produced for Great American Country or QVC or whatever. So I feel like also what Kyle is accusing Kathy of is exactly what Kyle is doing to Dorit. So I think that Kyle is wrong.
Kyle's gonna Kyle. Also, this reunion clip they're showing, that whole reunion was Kyle just snot sobbing. Oh, I can't believe you did that to me, Kathy. I literally got it. And every time Kathy would be like, well, Kyle, here's what I have to say. And then she's like, oh, Kathy. I think they just all got sick of it. They were like, Kyle. And she's literally just saying. But also, I have not watched this Paris in Love show. Have you been watching it?
No, because I barely have time to watch Survivor. I can't take on Paris. The finale's happening now.
But there's just a lot going on. But people are like, oh my God, Kathy Hilton is a fucking monster. I can't believe we didn't know this. What show were you watching? Of course she's a monster.
Are you in America? Of course she's a monster. She's always been a monster. This is always the crux of what we said. This whole thing, Kathy having this meltdown in Aspen, of course she did.
Believed it.
Yeah. Of course, we're watching because of this. Like, we like this. We like that she's a monster and she pretends to be nice for us.
I mean, I don't like her calling someone the F word, which she was accused of doing, but I don't know that I necessarily believe that. But yeah, I do believe that she's a fucking monster, but I like it. You know, she's a monster who's under Kyle's bed, and I root for that monster. Listen, I root for Michael. You know what I mean? There are just some monsters you root for.
Well, who lasts longer? So Michael does.
It's Michael, right?
It's Michael. So Kyle is like, she's talking about the tattoo, and she's saying like, oh yeah, Morgan has so many tattoos. I figure like, what difference does it make to put a K on it, her or whatever? And Tweet goes like, I can't believe how good friends you guys are. And Kyle goes, I know. People are like, I don't understand your friendship. Well, you two are kind of morphing into one another. More specifically, you're morphing into her, which is hilarious. That like. Dorit's just saying it. Dorit is literally like, you are obsessed with this woman, and you are like, I thought it was us in the content creation community that were saying these things. I was surprised to hear it from the friends. You know, they're always so gentle with each other, and that Dorit's like, are you trying to like, why are you copying her?
Kyle did an Instagram post that was like, I'm so excited about my new venture because my family's always loved tequila. So I'm investing in tequila, which is like,
No,
okay.
She is.
She's doing a big tequila thing. God. And her hair is like dry on purpose. Like, I'm not like, I don't care about people's hair. I'm bald. I'm not like, oh my God, she's got dry hair. I'm not like a hair queen. I'm just saying, like, she looks like she's purposely getting like dry hair. She's purposely doing it and wearing a trucker hat. And just like, she's just trying to do this whole thing. It's like Morgan Wade cosplay, and it's just fucking creepy at this point. It's just weird. Just stop, And Dorit's like, I mean, look, you've got a face, you've got a tattoo. I've never heard you list so many different kinds of shrimp.
So then we have Dorit basically is worried that she's not only being excluded, but perhaps replaced. So then we get Trixie saying, turn it up a notch. Everybody's pulling up shop. We're rich. We're so paid. We got money. We get laid. Take it up a notch. We're going to Taco Tuesday at Crystal's house. Let's just calm down.
So stupid. And they're trying to copy Selling Sunset, right? They're like, oh my God, that was a hit. So just make every song like, I'm a rich bitch on a bitch.
Unless it's a Garcelle singing.
They're trying to do that, but it's just so bad. Just Selling Sunset's like cheesy and fun. It's like the good version of that. You guys, this is just a $5 rip-off. Just stop.
So Crystal is slicing some steak for Rob to try. He's like, great, gotta go, bye. So he disappears. And then, warming my heart, none other than Nia. Nia shows up, who is a friend of the podcast. And she shows up, and I always get excited when people we know get to like make it onto one of these shows and they get to witness craziness. And I'm so happy that Nia got to show up to a wild dinner party. I'm just like, it's like I feel like I've taken a butterfly and let it release into the wilderness and let it fly off into the sky in the shape of Taco Tuesday.
And just the joy too, because she is like a fan of these shows, so just like the joy of someone who actually enjoys the shows, being there and being like, oh my God, these people are crazy.
I know. She's like, wait, I get to stir the pot tonight? I'm just like showing up to Taco Tuesday, and they're actually just like basically gave me the control to stir the pot tonight.
Yeah. Because people come on the show and they're usually like, they don't say anything. Like the rest of Crystal's friends, I don't think they say a word. They just all look at each other like, isn't this crazy? But Nia's like, oh my God, I get to fuck with Sutton? Yes.
She's like, sure. That a woman named Leanne showed up, who I think we've seen before, and she gets a name, but she doesn't say anything. But they're like, here, Nia, please Here, go. Make Sutton angry.
So a bunch of her friends come, and Dorit's like, I'm always surprised how many friends Crystal has. I mean, I know it's that number minus 14, but still, it's... so shady and so funny. So Nia's like, I saw you guys at a birthday party, but the stripper, who I clarified was not really stripping. I mean, he took his shirt off and it was Magic Mike kind of a thing. You know, Kyle, have you seen that in Vegas? Have you seen... Oh no, Kyle's like, have you seen that in Vegas? And he goes, yeah, twice, because my husband was performing there. And Kyle goes, who's your husband? She goes, Bill Burr. And Kyle's like,
She goes, Bill Burr, he's a comedian, which was such an amazing flex. Being like, I have a famous husband, and if you're going to try to start with me on anything tonight, like, I don't care. Because
he's going to fucking rip you a new asshole on.
He will destroy you.
But I also love that Kyle and Dorit were both like,
Bill Burr. Bill Burr. Is he cold? Is he cold all the time? He's Burr cold.
Kyle's like, does he rhyme any songs with truck? Because those are my favorite kind of artists.
Have you put a letter on his body so that way he can fill in the blank with any sort of word he wants?
His dummies. So Dorit's like, well, let me tell you, the woman coming tonight had an absolute meltdown in the middle of Magic Mink.
He was like, why? And then Kyle's like, we don't know. But we would love to know, even though we've actually already asked her this, but we'd love a stranger to go and try to make her feel bad. Would you like to do that, Nia?
She's like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to go there.
By the way, at this point, Kyle takes off like the top, like her like jacket or something, and she has like a bedazzled phone case attached to her suspender. I can't with Kyle.
So other people, so then there's a commercial with Garcelle and Gina from Real Housewives and Lisa Hochstein, who we learned on YouTube is Hochstein, not Hochstein. How dare we? So Lisa Hochstein do a Clorox commercial, and the Clorox commercial, the gist is, look, they're having tea. And sometimes you spill tea, like the Housewives. And she's like, yeah, sometimes tea spills. And then they spill it. And then like, thank God, I got Clorox disinfectant wipes. And Giselle's like, we have wipes. We will wipe it up because sometimes tea is spilled.
Wow, I can only imagine how thrilling it must have been to be on that set. You know what? This once with Mia, it was just like so hard, like what we went through with Mia, and like it's like when I had to give my testimony, it's just like really hard because like I had to like move out of that relationship, and then Lenny, oh God, what Lenny did to me? Yeah, but Matt, like it's just like really hard, but Lenny, literally the worst set of all time.
So then we come back and Jenny come, who I want to be cast on the show just because their names are Jenny and Jenny. And then Garcelle and Denise come, people come. But when Erica comes, it's like, dun, 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 dun. And she's like, hello, how are you? Is this party outside? I don't want to be sick. I have a voice. I have a very, very delicate voice. I have a residency coming up, It's a very, very difficult to lip sync after I've been in the cold.
I mean, why can't we eat tacos inside? I'm cold, I'm irritable, and and who's that but Denise? That's the last person that I want to see.
So then we get like a classic moment to read doing her drink order, but she doesn't ask for carcass out, which felt like a little bit of a letdown. Like, you got to do the carcass out there. That's like your thing. Got to do it.
So Denise comes and tries to talk to her. She's like, hey, just wanted to tell you, the other night when I got home, I actually had a fever. It was like 102 degrees. I was really crazy. And it's like, oh, sure, Denise, you had the fever. Drinky. Would you like to drink a little heroinista? Or little fever, eh?
So then Sutton shows up and she's wearing just kind of like a summery kind of dress, and they're like furious at her because it's really cold outside. And then Sutton shows up in this dress and they're like Dorit's like, oh my God, it's not summer. That's like the most offensive thing Dorit has ever seen.
Well, she's wearing this like strapless summer dress and she's like, I'm cold. So she's like, it's called, hello, Crystal. By the way, you walk in the front door, you can see straight into the backyard that has the doors open with everybody in the party. But Sutton's walking around going, Crystal. Like she cannot believe she has been left without a hostess to say hello to her.
I know.
Shut up,
She's so
Sutton.
offended.
Oh my God.
So now that the entire
on,
group
get
is
your
there,
taco.
they finally go back inside because it's cold. They're going to eat their tacos inside as per the suggestion of Erica. And they're all inside. And then we get this night, it's like the hits keep on rolling. Kim Richards shows up. I mean, we got everyone here. So Kim Richards is there. And then she walks in and Erica's like,
Oh, come on in. Everyone's right inside.
and Kim's like, who's everyone? I saw a lot of cars outside. I hope no one minds that I drew a platypus on one of the SUVs out there. Just kind of took over my artistic inspiration.
So then Dorit's like, wow, look at all this food. I really could have done without that shawarma pita 3 hours ago. Okay, lady who's just spent the entire episode making fun of an esophagus disorder, coming up with yet another reason to not eat. Okay? Those people on this show are such hypocrites.
Well, she ate an entire shawarma, mama. So
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
So Sutton's giving her shit for trying to poach Avi at her party, which was innocent, but they seem like they're getting along, right? They're like, oh, you did try to steal him. She's like, I did not try to. She's like, you did. So she's like, well, so are you going to keep accusing me of things I'm not doing? She's like, well, are you going to keep accusing me of putting vodka in my coffee? Oh, what about that one? What about that one?
Well, Sutton, I don't even know if you put vodka in your coffee. And she goes, well, I don't even drink coffee, so there's that. And even if I did drink coffee, everyone knows whiskey is what goes in there. So Dorit's like, well, there we go. Everything, problem solved. Case closed. That was an easy one. Which is hilarious because they're both still furious at each other.
Yeah, and it's like, well, it wasn't an accusation. I swear it was a fun, good-natured allegation about alcoholism.
She probably puts tequila on her shawarma. So Erica...
Dude, wraps a bottle of Belvedere in a bitter.
That's not tahini sauce. That's cream sherry.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
And here's your prescription.
I know just the pharmacy to get this filled.
Who are you?
A pharmacy benefit manager. A middleman your insurer uses to decide which medicines you can get, what you pay, and sometimes even which pharmacy you should go to.
Why can't I go to a pharmacy in my neighborhood?
Because I make more money when you go to a pharmacy I own.
No one should stand between you and your medicine. Visit phrma.org/middleman to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
It's almost that magical time of year.
Speaking of, what's your favorite Christmas story, Ben?
Hands down, The Grinch.
Same.
It cracks me up that he hates all the merriment.
Right, and he steals everyone's presents.
But then it's like so heartwarming at the end when like the whole town is still singing and he realizes that there's more to Christmas than just gifts.
Oh, I know. It hits me right in the feels.
Best part is, Wondery has a new podcast starring The Grinch. And I think there's someone who wants to tell you more about it, Ronnie.
Hi, it's me, the Grand Poobah of Bah Humbug, the OG Green Grump, the Grinch. From Wondery, 'Tis the Grinch Holiday Talk Show is a pathetic attempt by the people of Whoville to use my situation as a teachable moment. So join me, the Grinch. Listen as I launch a campaign against Christmas cheer, grilling celebrity guests like chestnuts on an open fire. Your family will love the show. As you know, I'm famously great with kids. Follow 'Tis the Grinch Holiday Talk Show on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So, it's like, Erica's saying,
Yeah, well, guess what? The other night we went out, Garcelle, Sutton and I, we went out to the cat place, got a lot of lychee martinis, had a great time, laughed all the time.
oh, that's great. That's great. So you had a fabulous night out where I wasn't invited and you had tons of laughs. Thanks so much. I guess I'm just at home with my shawarma, just crying in tears into PK's Pringles.
So then Erica's like, oh yeah, Garcelle told us how Sutton made out with the driver. And then there's dramatic music. And people are like, oh my God. And Erica's like, oh wow, I guess I said that really loud in front of everybody. Whoa.
Kudos to you, Sutton.
Well, he was one of my drivers. He doesn't have mommy issues, which at this point, that's all I really need.
So she's like, well, maybe on accident I made out with him. Okay, once in a while, you meet someone who's handsome, and then they say, would you sit up here in the front seat? And you do. And then you kind of lean over, and then they kind of lean over, and you accidentally maybe kiss, which turns into make out. Maybe. Possibly. Problematic. Okay, you're going to get sued. Why are you doing this on TV? Why are you...
No. So it's like, listen, it was just like a makeout session. It was innocent. It's like what they would do in Happy Days. Happy Days? You're taking something that's sexy and making it as unsexy as you could possibly make it. I'm like, could we please cut to your Pretty Woman reenactment from a few weeks ago? Thank you very much.
You're literally married to BK.
Ladies and gentlemen, Berlin.
Take my breath away.
Take my shawarma away.
No, seriously, take Sutton's breath away. It smells like vodka.
Vodka and Folgers.
Espresso martini. So,
Taster's choice. Smeller's displeasure.
So then Kyle is sitting with Kim, and she's like, oh my God, what do you have in your collar, Kim? She's like, well, I don't know. Kim, you have something in your collar. No, I don't. You do, Kim. It's in your scarf. I don't got anything in there, Kyle. Is it Emilio Estevez? Emilio, get out of my scarf. Hey, Emilio, this isn't what you meant. Get out of here. You want to go bowling? I love bowling. Did you think turtles bowl, Kyle?
She pulls out a tissue out of her that's embedded in her scarf. She's like, well, you know, sometimes I just like to put it right in there.
Sometimes you get a running nose, and I just like to have it there. She's like, oh my God, you never know what you're going to get when you're looking into Kim's scarf. Snacks, a phone charger, a small kitten. I mean, I have no idea.
You literally have a battery attached to your suspender, Kyle, and it's bedazzled, so settle down. So then... Although she's right. So Kyle and Erica are getting some tea, and so they go off with Crystal to the kitchen to get some tea, and then Dorit out of nowhere goes, I'm so annoyed. Crystal is drumming up shit to get Sutton and I at each other. I was like, did I miss a scene? Did we miss a scene of Crystal doing something? Because I don't think I saw something.
She did, though. She was like, yeah, well... Dorit said that you're putting vodka in your coffee.
Right, that was last week. But it was just like Dorit getting like re-mad about it again. Like, wait a second.
Because Sutton just confronted her and was like, oh, you're saying that I put vodka in my coffee. Right. So she's like, oh, Crystal's trying to start something with me and Sutton. But you did say that. So,
yeah.
I mean,
and Garcelle goes, well, I'm surprised she's actually talking about something. The way they outwardly talk about this, and they kept Crystal as a full-fledged housewife, is hilarious to me.
At least she's doing something. I mean, wow. She said something that didn't have to do with tacos tonight, so that was impressive. So Crystal's, then we get a clip of Crystal's greatest hits. Oh, there was more that was said. Sutton said way, way, way more, and it was way dark. It was way darker. And they're like, say it. She's like, no.
Yeah.
Because Dorit's like, Crystal doesn't say much, but when she does say something, it's either talking behind someone's back or looking to stir the pot. So she goes, at least if you're going to stir the pot, balance it with something else.
So, yeah. So then Garcelle's basically like, we should just all air our grievances tonight.
Okay, Sutton is talking, and Nia's around, right?
Yeah.
So, well, she's telling the girl, she's like,
all the non-housewives are sitting on this one couch like they're an audience, which is hilarious.
So, I can tell y'all about this. Okay, this is cleared with the driver. So, I went to see my horse, who finally got his apartment. Okay. And they're like, and Nia goes, a barn? Do you mean a barn? She goes, no, well, you may call it that, but I call it an apartment because his name is Santos, and I have language with Santos. Okay, it's a horse language. And Kim was like, oh yeah, I talk to horses all the time. I fucking love horses. Adorable.
Well, I talked to mine too, Kim. Kim's like, yeah, but
I drew on a horse. I drew a fox on a horse. This is crazy.
But I understand them. I like how Kim says it like, yeah, you may talk, but I actually understand what they have to say. And then she laughs. Nia's like, so, okay, so I'm here. So, what happened in Vegas? In particular, the Magic Mike show. Can we move the scene along? So Sutton's like, oh, well, I just didn't like all the legs that were spread and the man's head on the inside of it. It was just sort of slutty and gross. And I just didn't enjoy that very much.
And Denise goes, whose legs were spread? What? What was that? How much did they charge?
And Sutton's like, it was Erica and Crystal's. And Nia's like, oh, Dorit. Now we're getting the story. We're getting the story now, Dorit.
So Sutton's like, you know what? I don't even know why I have to explain this. You know, some people like mustard and some people don't like mustard. Someone goes, does Denise not like mustard? Why are you looking at Denise? She goes, how would I know? I don't know what Denise likes mustard. Listen, I'm not paying to find out. Okay, here's the point. I was in a good headspace. I was not in a good headspace. And so basically, I ruined the whole night. So thank you for asking, lady I don't know. I appreciate that.
Wait, now hold on one second. How do you know about it, other lady on the couch? And Nia's like, well, the girls were talking about how they loved Magic Mike, and they mentioned that there was someone who did not have as much fun, and so I playfully said, how could you have a meltdown at Magic Mike, because it's kind of like the happiest place on earth. What the hell is wrong with you? And furthermore, I was inspired to say this by Kyle and Dorit. Does that help anyone right now?
Well, I love when also they showed the clip of Dorit going, she had an absolute meltdown. It's like 5 minutes ago. And then it cuts to Sutton going, well, it's not Disneyland. Okay, so don't call it that. And Nia, she tells us, Nia, who are you and why is this story relevant on Taco Night? Why?
Why on our Mexican fiesta are you telling this story? Sutton goes, I was just uncomfortable and I just didn't want to be there. And so Dorit goes, honey, but you had $51 bills that you were flashing around. Well, that was just like a funny goofball thing. Like, hey, imagine if I was a loose woman. This is what I would do. But it was a joke.
And she's like, well, I did see you have 50s. I could see you getting a lip dance from the dancer. And everybody laughs. And she's like, oh, you're all laughing because you know that is something I would never do. It's like if someone made a joke of me having a job as a, I don't know, cashier or a laborer, something like that.
Or like if someone said you're going to go on a second date with a man who has 12 stories about his mama ready to go, and one of them involves banging a catfish on the table. So Dorit's like, oh, you would never do that. Well, you did make out with your driver. And everyone's like, the entire, like, the audience couch is like,
Dorit. You know, Dorit is accused a lot of just being boring and have nothing going on. Dorit is earning her check this year.
Yeah.
I have to say. Dorit is fucking so funny. I mean, I think she's always been funny and added something, but she's killing it this year. So Garcelle's like, wait now. Hold on. That was between me and Erica and Sutton. And now I feel like you're using that against her. That's not fair. And Sutton's like, well, you're equating those two things. Okay, now my driver has become my friend, and just because I was attracted to him, and then we had a little makeout session when he was on the payroll, and Crystal's friends are looking at each other like, what?
like, oh my God, best night ever to come to Crystal's house. And Dorit's like, no, I didn't say it with any judgment, just with shame.
Why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up?
Are you
Why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up?
I'm trying to stop asking the same question.
Why?
Stop.
Why did you bring it up?
Don't ask the question, not wait for the answer.
Why did you bring it up?
Why?
Why did you bring it up?
You are more insolent than PK when I tell them the store's out of Pringles.
Why did you bring it up?
Why would you let me answer the question in the first place?
What? Why?
This is not how you treat someone who is the star of a show that's happening in London right now.
Why'd you bring it up? I just want Dorit. I just want a pie to just splat in Dorit's face every once in a while on this show.
I know. So Erica's like, I hear voices. And Kyle goes, it's like deja vu. And then we see like, name him. Name him. Name him.
Why did you bring it up?
Name him.
Why did you bring it up?
Name him. Name him.
Sutton really is taking that Housewives thing of just repeating one thing over and over and over again to win an argument that you have no idea. So then Dorit goes, why am I bringing it up? Because you're talking about your prudish behavior. Well, 10 minutes ago, you talked about making out with your driver. Why do you think I mentioned it, girl? Like, do?
I just said we were going back and forth, that it was in jest. It was playful. It was joking. It was perhaps, something to make you feel very embarrassed in front of this entire lovely sofa of women. 6 people on one sofa. Amazing how they cram in there.
Well, I just feel like you were saying it to embarrass her in front of these women. That's not fair. Sutton goes, she was. She goes, well, sometimes it's important to give people the benefit of the doubt. She goes, what people? Me, in this instance.
And then the entire audience, aka the couch, they all just start laughing like it's a sitcom. They're like, ha 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 ha. I love it.
It was pretty funny.
They are literally an audience in this fight. So they all laugh, and then Dorit's like, why is it okay for Erica to scream across the room and Garcelle not to say a word to her? It just feels like another reason for Garcelle to take issue with me. And if you don't like me, Garcelle, stop pretending that you do.
I don't think she's really pretending that she does.
Yeah.
I think she's tolerating your stupid ass. You did just take some information and then use it against her to try and embarrass her.
And
you did just do it. Like, just admit it.
You did not say it in like a funny, like girlfriend sort of way. Like, oh, you wouldn't, yeah, but you made out with the driver. You were like, but you made out with the driver, so don't act like you wouldn't be a prude because you're secretly.
But at the
like,
same time. Yeah, but at the same time, Garcelle is the one who originally blurted out this information to Erica. So, of course, Erica took that information and used it to embarrass Sutton, which then in turn caused Dorit to take it and use it for Sutton. So it was fodder, but Garcelle did drop that to Erica.
Garcelle dropped it, but you know what though? Garcelle also said just kidding, and Sutton could have been like, that's like, oh, I wish, or whatever. She could have deflected, but Sutton kind of like she was enjoying it too at that bar. She's like, I did maybe
I was kind of in love with somebody, and maybe I hired somebody else who could write poetry and, put on a smaller nose or something, stand outside their castle, maybe say something. Stop talking about Cyrano. That was a weird movie. I don't even want to talk about that.
So Garcelle's like, when I said it to Erica, we were having a good time, and I apologize because I didn't know that this was going to be brought out of it, like it was going to be brought out in here. And Dorit's like, but we are having a good time. We're having such a good time right now at Taco Tuesday. Oh, if only I hadn't had that shawarma.
And she laughs. She's like, well, if you have to say it like that, we're not having a good time. But you just attacked me. And then it's like, oh no, it's violins. And of course, I know that we made the same sounds in our home without even being in your home. A hand slapping our forehead. Oh my God, Dorit. Like, she just never fucking learns. So Garcelle tells her, I did not attack you. Calm down. Well, it feels like an attack. And Garcelle tells us, this girl, she lives in a bubble and it triggers me. We live in a world where we're woke and we're aware and whatever. And I just feel like she's not. Mm-hmm. So she explains to her, just so you were aware, I did not attack you. We had a conversation. But it felt like you were suggesting that I was trying to hurt her. She says, I was saying that. I wasn't suggesting. I was saying you were saying it to hurt her.
And Dorit goes, exactly. And she goes, yeah, but that's not an attack. There's a different thing than an attack. And Dorit starts saying, well, it feels like, well, what's a good word, Garcelle? And Garcelle's like, I don't know, but I feel like Garcelle's like over it because this is like the 3rd year she's dealt with it, She's like, for you and your privilege, I can't. And all the women are like, and it's so awkward. And Dorit goes, what does that mean? And Erica goes, it means you're white and the words are different. They have different connotations, different meanings, you dum-dum.
Yes, thank God, because they keep tiptoeing around it. No one will just say it, you know what I mean? And it's not the word. And that's the thing with Dorit. She's like, I oh, so I can't say that word. So then what is another word that I could use? It's aggressive? No. Dorit, you know?
It's that you
Angry.
It's that you are.
Can I say angry? No, it's not the fucking word. It's the implication that a black woman can't disagree with you without it being you're angry, you're aggressive,
Dangerous.
or you were attacking me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like all of a sudden it gets elevated to like danger and scary. So, so then Erica explains it, you know, she says the word of attack has a different meaning when it comes from a white woman to a black woman. It just does. And I don't think Dorit meant to hurt Garcelle, but it does hurt Garcelle. So Dorit's like, Garcelle, I'm very, very sorry that I've triggered a nerve and offended you and upsetted you. And I would love to have a conversation with you about it. Garcelle's like, nope, I'm good. I'm not here to educate you.
And she says, well, I think you just have. And she says, well, that's on you then. Okay. So now it's really awkward. And everyone's like, what the hell? And Dorit's saying, I have no idea where this comes from, you know? I mean, if she just said it triggered me, I would have immediately understood and I would apologize and I would have said, please stop yelling.
She did, though. She said that was not an attack. So she did
I
say
just wish she said she was triggered so I could say, ow, my ears. Oh.
So then there's just like this, like the most awkward silence. This type of awkward silence that comes after someone has said a microaggression and everyone doesn't know how to pivot out of it. And thankfully, we have Kim Richards.
The bukkake was great. Which I was like, did she just say the bukkake was great? I rewound it. I was like, I have to record this on my phone. No,
I thought she said bulgogi.
She said bulgogi. But she said bulgogi.
No, but I have to say though, Ronnie, I thought she said bukkake at first also. And I was like, that can't be. It has to be bulgogi.
The bulgogi is great.
You know, I learned that on the set of Witch Mountain. If things get weird, just say bulgogi is great. And then you just move on to the next scene.
You know, when it's just one person, it's called common.
And she just cracks up at her own self.
She goes, the bulgogi was great.
Kim was so funny in this whole end of the episode.
Kim's
so
like,
Denise is like, well, so Crystal goes, so does someone want to download me on what happened? And Denise is like, well, apparently you were told, Dorit, she mean out with her driver. And Sutton's like, okay, Dorit announced it to these people. These people.
The couch people.
Dorit that.
The strange, non-famous couch people. And
Erica goes, oh, yeah. And she's like sitting up straight and like putting on lip gloss, like really making a big show out of putting on my lip gloss. This is me putting on lip gloss, not caring a bit. Oh.
And Denise's like, but in jest, it was a joke. It was a joke. And Denise goes, well, apparently it didn't land well. She's like, I can tell, trust me, loud and clear. It's like the end of Act 1 at the Pantone. So Sutton's like, she's like, well, where have y'all been? And Erica's like, conspiring in the kitchen. So Dorit's like, well, I'm glad you actually enjoyed the conversation, Crystal, because separately, Sutton said to me once again that she heard you, Crystal, saying that I said that Sutton puts vodka in her coffee, and I've never said such a thing in my life.
She goes, well, okay, I'm happy you brought this up. So what I was saying is that you said, I don't want to get it wrong. She goes, wait, it sounds like you did that already. And Sutton goes, okay, let me nip this in the bud. Now, y'all can talk about me behind my back all you want. I know my life, and I know what I've accomplished, and I know what I'm going to accomplish, and I know what you can't do in order to accomplish what I've accomplished and what I'm going to accomplish while I'm accomplishing things that need to be accomplished because I'm accomplishing them. And you better continue your little chatter while I take off, and y'all are way back there. You're way back there while I'm accomplishing things over there. That's what's going to happen because I'm moving forward at a very rapid speed speech accomplished.
Out of nowhere. Also, I have to admit, my friend committed a crime, which makes me an accomplice. So I'm accomplishing while being an accomplice. Just gonna put that out there.
And if I'm way to not sound drunk.
I also want to add, I will be going to a movie tomorrow, and I will not be paying for it because I'm on the comp list. So guess what? This accomplice is on the comp list because she accomplished so much.
Unlike people at Erica's show who are going to be a bunch of complishes.
Those people are paying full price and they're comp-less. But I am on the comp list because I'm accomplice.
Erica has some comp issues with her show. Not being able to sell
Now,
tickets. But you know what? That's in the future. So,
and
right
I will
now,
not be complacent because I've accomplished.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So everyone's just silent after this big weird speech, and Kyle is imitating her, and she's like, "If I had a drinking problem, I would not be able to say accomplish this many times." Like that.
I have to really applaud this show that it went to a racial microaggression and then somehow managed to pivot out of that into drunken monologue. That was amazing. I don't know how I was like, I don't know how are we gonna get. I was like, there's still like 15 minutes left on the show. How are we gonna get out of this microaggression space? And here we have.
Well, part of it I think is just that it's Dorit, and it's like, again. I mean, it's like the conversation has been had. Dorit has just never heard it. I mean, I think everyone else on the cast has heard it. I think the audience has heard it. Dorit has just never heard it. It's just bizarre, you know? So, okay, well, thank you for the yearly segment of Dorit being a completely privileged kind of ignorant bigot. Okay, so let's get on to you saying that I put booze in my coffee. I'm going to make a speech with the word accomplished in it about 56 times. Okay.
Sutton, I apologize. That's your apology? Yes, I'm apologizing. Well, and Denise goes, well, I think it came off kind of judgmental. So then it's just like silent and awkward yet again. And Dorit, she just goes, oh, by the way, did you clear up that thing with Erica?
Dorit, she's like, who has now been just attacked. Like, she feels like she's just been attacked, you know, like I just got in trouble and now fucking Denise of all people is gonna come for me. No way. I look like an idiot in front of these people. So she's like, oh, Denise, why don't you have a chat? You need to have a chat with Erica. And Erica's like, no, we haven't, you pot stirrer. So she tells us, oh, come on, you don't know I don't want to fight with Denise, but okay.
So Dorit's like, Denise, do you have anything to say? And Denise is like, do you, Dorit? She's like, well, no, I don't have an issue, but maybe you want to say something.
Denise, I think, doesn't really even know that she has an issue. She's like, what? What's going on? Hey, bring it down a notch, you. All right, bring it down. Not cool. I know what you're doing. I see you. All right. You're basically a 5G tower in a residential neighborhood. I know who you are, and I know that you're following my husband. So just stop it. Just stop.
It's just funny because the royalty-free music earlier, the Trixie Monocle music was, I believe one of the lyrics was, we're top notch. And Denise's like, okay, bring it down a notch. Bring it down. You can't live in that space. You guys can't.
Maybe that's where Pam got her inspiration, you know?
You gotta pull lyrics from the content, you know? You gotta see what's in front of you, and you gotta make a music out of it.
So Dorit's like, I haven't seen my husband in a week, and I'm gonna go see him now because I was not warned how many tacos were going to be here. I would appreciate knowing next time how many tacos would be at Taco Tuesday. I'm going home.
She's like, let me just shove these two into a fight, and I'm gonna exit before I say something else that the internet's gonna kill me for. So then, yes. So Dorit leaves, and Denise like, wow.
Denise goes, she don't say bye to me, and Erica's like, I'm putting a lip gloss so rickety. It's like, what is Erica's lip gloss stage business today? Is bizarre.
Well, you know, I wanted to have this conversation, even though I don't know what it's about, but I wanted to have it, okay?
Well, I do not want to have this conversation with you. I think you had your chance at a dinner party. You came in, you had an agenda, you called me a bitch, and I apologize to you. Sincerely, by the way. Remember when I said, for whatever the hell I've done, I'm sorry. And you know what? And you called me a fucking... What was it called, actually? A fucking bot monster? She's like...
And then we see Kyle tattletaling at the party, and she goes, she called you a dumb bot bitch. And Erica goes, a dumb bot bitch? What does that mean? I'm like, first of all, that makes total sense. Have you ever read reviews on your iTunes? I'm sure that is not the first time. But Erica's like, what does that even mean? And Kyle's like, I don't know. So then we cut back to Denise, and she's like,
how is Kyle worse?
Bitch.
Kyle's sober, and she messed it up so much. She's worse at this than when she was drinking.
She's like, I never said that. And Kyle goes, yeah, you did at the bar, remember? And then we see a clip of what Denise really said. And she goes, I just want her to realize that she's a fucking dick cut in his asshole.
Kyle goes, yeah, I don't know how I got confused with that. I don't know how I confused. She goes, I don't know how I confused bot with cut fitness, and I've never heard of bot used that way. So it makes sense that she didn't say that. Oops, which was a genuinely funny Kyle moment.
So Erica's like, well, listen, here's what I'm saying, Denise. I just don't care. I don't care about it. She's, I love how you want to do this on your terms. She's, no, we're doing that on your terms because you're the one who wants to bring it up. So what are you upset about, Denise? Hey, Denise, want to see me put on some lip gloss? Hold on a second. I put on some lip gloss right now, brother.
Listen, first of all, to insinuate that my daughter at 14 years old would have had a threesome is beyond inappropriate. And to do it while you had a phone that had 5G, and Erica's like, listen, I'm shaking my head because that's not what this is about. Okay, by the way, children these days, if they have a phone, they have access to everything. So of course they know. Which, by the way, Erica, maybe not the best defense right there. Just say, I shouldn't have said it in front of your kids. It's really simple. But she's like, yeah, the kids already know. Look who their parents are. So Denise is like, but this is about my kids though. Okay. Well, your oldest daughter's on OnlyFans. She doesn't know.
Like, oh no, she goes, that is a low blow bringing up my kids' OnlyFans. Don't use the word blow when you're bringing up your kids' OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Choose better words when we're talking. So Erica's like, well, listen, you came in slurring, inarticulate. You couldn't string two words together, and you wanted to call me a bitch, and you want me to sit there and pretend that nothing happened? What do you think? I'm going to go to not to go to OnlyFans? You think I'm not going to go as slow as I can fucking go? Have you met me?
Here we are at the bottom.
Denise goes,
that was cold to just be like, your daughter's on
and I don't care. And Denise goes, you're a mean woman.
Yeah, because you asked for it.
It's like, whoa, Erica. She's just burn it all down.
And she goes, I didn't ask for it. She goes, yeah, you did, because you shouldn't have come in here acting like a bitch. And she goes, you're acting like a bitch. She goes, oh yeah, when, like 4 years ago, when nobody even remembers?
You're really fucking mean, aren't you?
No, I think it's great. It's more profitable. You with Sammy.
It's like, ooh, wow. Wow. I don't love the slut shaming, but also kind of Denise just never knows how to argue. She's just like, what? Wow. Like, why are you bringing up your kids? Why are you bringing up all of this? Erica's done so much more to you that you could be bringing up without bringing up your kids, because you know that you're putting your kids into evidence when you do that. You know what I mean? Like when you watch a law show and they're like, objection, like, but you were the one who just brought it into evidence. Like, oh, sustained. No, overruled.
Thank you.
And so they can bring it up. Like, Denise, you brought the kid into it, and now she can argue about your damn kid, and your kid is on OnlyFans. And Denise does a thing with her kid. They have like a package deal on OnlyFans, which obviously I haven't looked at, but her argument, I think, needs to be like, so what? You're going to slut shame me? Really? How'd you get your show in Las Vegas? We all have the fucking internet. I can read gossip stories too. Erica, Like, who owns,
It was
go there. Don't be like, what? How dare you say OnlyFans? There's nothing. I don't think you should be ashamed about it.
Well, it's a to be continued, so we'll find out in the next one. But I mean, Erica definitely it was pretty gross and pretty nasty. But again, like I said, the silver lining is I did appreciate just like saying it, just putting it out there. It was not. I mean, it's sad that that's what she had to say, but as opposed to typical like the insinuations and what do you mean? What did you mean when you said that? What do you mean? Just whatever. She's like Erica is definitely honing her villain craft. So we're gonna see what happens.
Listen, it wasn't the best message, but it was a super fun messenger. Okay,
it was a message.
And sometimes that's okay. By the way, I was thinking the other day, like sometimes messengers deserve it. You know what I mean? When they're like, messenger, don't shoot the messenger. I'm like, well, the messenger is the one who gave me the bad news, so I will. Thank you. But also, just some advice for something that's already been filmed. You can't shame the shameless. And Erica knows that better than anybody because that's how she's been fighting this whole time. Like, you're not going to shame me. I don't give a fuck, Yeah. So I think that Denise doesn't have anything to be ashamed of, frankly. And I think she should be like, why are you shamed? Now you're going to shame. Now you're going to, first of all, you were slut accusing my kid and now you're slut shaming my kid. Fuck you. And who are you? What hill is this? Okay.
Well,
lady.
Sure, well, we'll see. We'll see what Denise says. I don't know when it comes back. But
I don't have a lot of faith. I have to say, I don't have a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Denise is not a great arguer, and Erica has actually become a very good arguer. So we'll see. But wow, that was quite the episode. I mean, this season has given us 2 pretty epic dinner parties. So I don't know.
I'll be back in 2 weeks. It's not going to be on next week. The only new show on Bravo next week is Miami. Okay. Everything else is movies and stuff like that. But the following week, everything is back, and we'll be back. But during next week, we have the 4-part Christmas recap of the Lifetime Christmas flick, Ladies of the 80s. We're doing that with Reality Gaze. And then we've got 2 more Ultimate Girls Trips recaps coming. So we've got a 6 recap week next week. Yeah, so we'll still be here during the holidays. So join us for your present cleaning, your cookie whatevering, your mother-in-law kicking outing, whatever.
Your New Year's preparations. We're going to be here all next week, so come join us, and we will catch you. We'll catch you then. Thanks, everyone. Oh, and of course we have our Southern Charm and Miami episode coming up next on the feed. So thanks everyone for being here, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg, you can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.